Imagine a world where your daily commute is silent, your vehicle drives effortlessly down the road, and you don't have the stress of fluctuating gas prices. This is what happens when electric vehicles take to the streets. While they will pass you silently, their launch into the consumer market has been anything but quiet. In recent years, they've been all over the news, and they're projected to dominate the roads in the future. So let's see why EVs will make your future better. We've all been there. You're driving down the street, traffic slows down and starts to back up, and you get a little frustrated wondering what happened. Then up ahead, you see the instantly recognizable glow of emergency vehicle lights. So you get curious. Then you see these guys, and then you see the car, and what's worse is when you see the first responders pulling this out of the back of the ambulance. Your heart might go on to ache for a second, but then you go on with your day. No one wants to be in that situation, especially in a worst case scenario where fire is involved. One of the cool things about electric vehicles is that in the case of an accident, it is a lot less likely to have a stretcher involved because electric vehicles are a lot safer than your normal gas vehicle. For example, the batteries in an EV create a low center of gravity, making them heavier and less likely to roll. Not having an engine also allows engineers to better engineer what has become known as the frunk, to be even safer in the case of a head-on collision. In a study done at Chalmers University of Technology, they found that electric vehicles have clear advantages concerning safety as they do not carry conventional fuels on board such as petrol or diesel, both of which are flammable and toxic. Without a combustion engine on board, the risks of fire and explosion are thus decreased. Therefore, the introduction of electric vehicles promises a transition to a clean, non-polluting, healthy, and safe means of transportation. Now you might be thinking, don't electric vehicles catch on fire way more than gas vehicles? I see it all the time in the news. And the answer is actually no, not even close. The National Transportation Safety Board found that there were about 25 fires for every 100,000 EVs sold, and just over 1,500 fires for every 100,000 gasoline-powered vehicles. And what's even worse is that there were 3,475 fires for every 100,000 hybrid vehicles that were sold. So we know that electric vehicles are way safer and to stay away from hybrids.
Three, two, one.
Performance might just be what EVs are known best for. They have incredible 0 to 60 times and offer a quiet, smooth, and responsive driving experience. They don't have engine vibrations like a gas car does, and the speed can be fun to drive around with. In addition, EVs tend to have more technology built into them, such as autonomous driving commonly found in Teslas, and they are also able to receive over-the-air software updates just like your phone. Now usually when driving a car, whether it's a cheap Toyota or a top-of-the-line Lamborghini, performance comes at a cost. That tends to be in maintenance and gas, but with electric vehicles that's not the case. According to the National Resources Defense Council, or the NRDC, depending on the model, EV drivers generally spend about 40 to 65% less annually on fuel costs than those who drive gas-powered vehicles. These fuel savings can even increase by charging when electricity is cheaper for those who have time of use rates, such as at night. This is nice because it allows the owners to save money over time that would have otherwise been spent on gas. The Bureau of Labor Statistics found that the average American spends at least $2,449 a year on gasoline alone. That means by owning a gas vehicle, you could be saving between $979 and $1,592 a year, which can add up over time. But that's not the only cost associated with owning a car. You also have the maintenance costs. The Alternative Fuels Data Center found that all electric vehicles typically require less maintenance than conventional vehicles because the battery motor and associated electronics require little to no regular maintenance. Second, there are fewer fluids such as engine oil that require regular maintenance. Third, brake wear is significantly reduced due to regenerative braking. And fourth, there are far fewer moving parts relative to a conventional fuel engine. Now, I'm sure you have plenty of valid concerns like lacking the convenience of having an established infrastructure like gas stations and the range anxiety that comes with it, or maybe even the upfront cost of an EV. Here's the good news. EVs are starting to become cheaper and the infrastructure is being built. Just like how gas stations used to be few and far between, charging stations are now becoming more abundant and will continue to be more common. Now, addressing how EVs might be too expensive. On Tesla's website, you can buy a used Tesla for just under $19,000. And if you're to add in the 5-year savings of gas, that brings it to around $13,000, which is way cheaper than what they were 5 years ago. EVs are the technology of the future. Innovation is getting better and better each day. With so many people becoming interested in electric cars, the sky's the limit. Innovation is happening at a lightning speed. One that could disrupt the entire car market even more comes from a company called BYD, or Build Your Dreams. They announced that they could charge up to 250 miles in 5 minutes, which would revolutionize the car industry. With innovations like this and so many more to come, we are entering an electrified world where the future is cleaner, safer, and more welcoming. Thank you all so much for watching, and feel free to share this video with your friends. But until next time, drive safe.